Echo?
I don't know. Are we on top of a mountain?
Well, no. But what we are, we have Sammy and Mizdow over here. Yankum and Mizdow. And he's been copying us because his microphone is terrible. And since he stopped doing that, we can start the show.
Oh yeah! Well, there's no time for joking around. It's quiet down.
10 tons of steel.
We can pro wrestling. It's no laughing like to smack down blue. You'll be good at laughing times if you only listen to. Oh, get serious. Oh, woo! Get serious. Oh, woo! Get serious.
When the hardest times of the world run wild on you.
Hey everybody, and welcome to episode number 137 of Woo Get Serious. My name is Gunner, and that is Omega BR.
The only mountain I want to climb is Michael Bliss.
That is eerily disturbing and yet not surprising. And also joining us this week is our wonderful technical producer, Mr. Yankum TDS.
Welcome to be serious for a minute.
Hello. You can hear the exhausted and the tired arms and the just out of breathness of Mr. Yankum TDS because he is still marking out over what happened on Raw last night.
Oh my god, you have no idea. Best birthday Raw ever. Ever.
It's like they knew it was your birthday. But let's start with something that... hey, let's go to the stables and start with the news, shall we? Lillian Garcia. Nobody got that? Nobody? Lillian Garcia is the new Raw ring announcer, while Eden Styles will take over on SmackDown. The release of Justin Roberts was rumored to be related to a disagreement on money, and compared to the release of Matt Striker last year. Several weeks after which a WWE executive unknowingly suggested he host a DVD. Willie Mack did sign a WWE deal, but it was thought an unknown issue with his knee or leg prevented him from reporting to NXT. WWE brought in a number of indie talents for a week-long tryout this week, notably Uhaa Nation, who's rumored to be a big priority. There's speculation that Adam Pearce may be in line to replace Nick Dinsmore as a trainer after making his third visit as a guest. Ryan Baxel should return to television soon, while Mojo Rawley is expected to have shoulder surgery. There we go. New announcer Kyle Edwards was named from NASCAR drivers Kyle Busch and Carl Edwards, and Diego and Fernando were named after Christopher Columbus's sons. Interesting names this week.
Yes, indeed. It does kind of reflect the lack of communication seemingly that happens within the WWE corporate circle. Not necessarily the inner circle of, the authority and the McMahons and everything, but you always kind of wonder, just who knows what in terms of the key players in WWE. We obviously know what the board of directors is from a storyline perspective, but from the actual board of directors, do they actually know sort of do they even watch the product, actually?
That's a very good question.
Oh, I'm sure that they don't actually watch the product. That would require them to actually watch the product and realize, what a shitty job they're doing.
I'm familiar with Eden's announcing from NXT. I don't want to say that anybody can do the job because it's not, not to disrespect them, because it is sort of a difficult job when you're keeping up with the time, pacing, and everything. But at the same time, I think I even mentioned back when Roberts was released that, effectively they could basically just get anybody to do it and then train them into the role, you know. I mean, considering the fact that they put on TV with that.
Cactus Jack and Dude Love and Mick Foley were in the Rumble that time?
You mean Mankind, yes.
Was it? Oh, it was me. It was.
Everybody's
Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce? Really? Training the WWE? He seems like a guy that was never actually going to get into the WWE. You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say, he is a very mat-heavy, technical-based guy, which I don't see how that does any of the WWE trainees any good. But you know, I'm sure from a pure wrestling standpoint, sure, you know, it's a fine candidate. I think the thing of it is, he kind of came into the WWE as a nobody, and then he left WWE and became NWA champion and everything, and now people kind of know who he is and everything. Speaking of knowing who you are after you leave WWE, it's expected that Kurt Angle will actually stay with TNA now after WWE offered him a full-time deal, which he turned down, feeling his body would not be up for it, and rumors abound that WWE knew that's what would happen. Apparently TNA's been making noise this past week about about new talents that will create buzz, also telling partners that a new TV deal announcement is imminent, although of course that's just noise until something substantial happens. Talents have been said to call management and not get calls back. Of course, TNA not doing any significant negotiating with talent deals until that TV deal is secured. Those Bullet Club promos at Bound for Glory were all Bully Ray's doing, and in fact neither TNA nor Wrestle One wanted them on the pay-per-view broadcast. Both Team 3D and WWE have sent feelers to each other regarding a possible return for the former Dudleys. And James Mitchell spoke with Vince Russo recently for Russo's website blog thing. Russo offered the explanation that Mitchell was fired because Dixie Carter legitimately did not like him based on his heel on-screen character.
That is quite possibly the most logical sentence I have ever heard in my entire life. Because if Dixie is that stupid to not like someone because of their on-screen character. I mean, okay, I have an irrational hate of Michael Cole. I'm not going to lie. The heel Michael Cole character, if you listen back to the early episodes, that's when heel Cole was really, really out there. Oh my god, did I hate heel Cole. Now, albeit, I've heard rumors that his real personality is exactly that. his heat persona. At the same time, I can differentiate between the guy on the television and the guy that's not on the television. Dixie? What? Just what? What planet are you from?
In related news, Dixie hates that guy from Brent for giving that other guy AIDS.
Here's a question for you. What would the Dudleys even do in the WWE now? Aside from maybe feud with, I can't even think of who the hell they would feud with. Maybe like Rybaxel or, Stardust, maybe.
Sort of. Yeah. The tag team division's sort of in another one of those lulls where it seems like it's picking up and we have teams that gel together, but then nothing just really happens. You know, the past month or so we've had 6-man tags with Sheamus and the Usos versus Miz and the Dust Brothers, and we have Rybaxel coming back. We have Slater Gator, but again, a lot of these tag teams are really just sort of there. There's no real tag program beyond. It's that curse of the mid-card titles where, you know, same thing, Divas title, Intercontinental, US, that swapped opponents. There's no real story going on. It's just a matter of... The only real reason they're feuding is because one has the title and the other one doesn't.
Exactly. But none of it really means anything.
They would go out there... Yeah, I think they would go out of their way to make something special for the Dudleys. You know, I think even if you mishmashed a main event team, like, say... I don't know, even Cena Ambrose, or like, I don't know, who's the top heel? Orton and somebody, the Authority, that kind of thing.
I think it would probably seem interesting at first, and then they would probably wreck it somehow. I'm still a little disappointed about Kurt Angle not coming back to WWE, but, you know, maybe someday in the future, even if it's just for a Legends deal, I'd love to see him back and get inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. But that's really just news that we already knew was going to happen because we had talked about it, I think the last 2 weeks even.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be in the Hall of Fame at some point. But you know, I think realistically they don't want him back as a wrestler, and he wants to be back as a wrestler, and that's where you get this. So.
Yeah, I was just going to pretend that he hadn't disappeared and move along, but he has disappeared. I'm sure he'll be back. He's probably having some kind of connection problem. But the show must go on.
Well, that's code for ladies, by the way.
So Alicia Fox and Paige will be the new cast members on Omega BR's favorite show, Total Divas. Apparently, AJ is barred from the show due... You liar.
I've seen bits and pieces. I've seen through and seen it, you know, obviously, but I
So you rushed on that bet then? Because I remember a few episodes back, you lost a bet, and you were assigned to have to watch an entire episode of Total Divas. By saying that you've never seen an episode, that means that you rushed on that bet, and as such are a terrible person.
I vaguely remember that, but who's going to
continuity. I'm going to hold you to it because I run the continuity department around here, and we're making sure that everything's up to snuff.
Alright, I will, isn't the finale this week? So this too.
Yeah. Well, there's Gunner. So, while you were gone, Gunner, Omega BR revealed that he welched on that bet that he lost, where he would have to watch an entire episode of Total Divas.
Are you kidding me? The best show on television right now?
Well, to continue the news that we were reading, even though you disappeared on us, Alicia Fox and Paige will be new cast members on Total Divas, and apparently AJ is barred from the show due to her marriage to CM Punk, which I guess makes sense.
Which is a lie.
Stephanie...
It's a lie.
To what?
She never wanted to be on the show anyway. She didn't want to be on the show.
Well, I mean...
In the first place.
Yeah, but then...
You could see why.
Well, I can definitely see...
Never wanted to be
Yeah.
she is.
So, Stephanie McMahon also denied that cast members cannot be the Divas champion, dismissing it as a rumor, despite several cases of the cast bringing it up. The Street has an article with Chief Marketing Officer Michelle Wilson, who stated that the inclusion of ads on the network is to prevent a price change, which they have no plans to do in the foreseeable future. WWE Studios head Michael Luizzi recently signed an amendment to his contract, giving him 10% of all studio profits as a bonus. Holy shit. Notable since before this year, it was not profitable. Holy shit. WWE won control of domain WWE.org after someone tried to sell it to them for $50,000, later posting a of this. And I'm like, no, that's a horrible idea. Now, if they made it,
Love. You would think they would love an alternative as much as they love football, but the reality is they really just love it. Well, they love the NFL, they love college ball, they love high school ball, and everything else is sort of just there.
right. Well, here's the thing. If the XFL were introduced now, it might have a chance, because a lot of people think that football is it's losing some of the purity of the game with all the new rules that they're instituting and all the
You're not going to find that with the XFL.
Well, wasn't the main gimmick that the gimmick was that there weren't a bunch of rules about how you could hit people and where, and
There was...
Jacob and I are on sort of a
exactly precisely to not hit the other guy in his helmet. Not in the heat of the game. I also liked
this guy.
they're not.
If you read his rant, it's like it's typical. Like it's almost like he was posting a YouTube comment. He seems to think that he's going to take them down by registering a bunch of domains and then forcing them to pay legal fees to get them back or something like that.
Well, that's not going to work because
they, do that.
Well, ICANN is not going to. On Friday night, even topping Biff Music. In his new book, Chris Jericho recalls telling Kofi Kingston he had to fight Vince McMahon after Vince made a snide remark that maybe one day he'll get over. Kingston exchanged words with him, they tussled, and Vince laughed about it, showing respect for challenging him. So there you go. If you want to get on top in WWE and buy on card, hell,
For some people, for others, not so much, I guess.
I bet if he had full on knocked McMahon out, McMahon would probably have put him in the main event scene.
I think McMahon he doesn't like to fight, but he does like to wrestle. He likes to feel like he's one of the guys in that respect, and if he's egging somebody on, he wants him to yell back, and that, because it's not like Nails was ever a former world champion or anything.
I think it's quite odd that there's this dynamic with Vince.
Yes, that's strange.
I mean, you look at any of these top businessmen, and they probably all have their eccentricities. And,
yeah,
all of them want to get wrestled on the airplane or anything. I hear if he for to style Donald Trump's hair, he'll let you do that.
What would Trump say?
You can style it.
Really?
Apparently. What the hell were they doing? What were they doing to make the contract? that he wouldn't be able to wrestle for 5 years anywhere else. I mean, like, I get a 90-day no-compete, so that, it's not like when people were leaving for WCW and showing up on the next Nitro after having been on Raw the week before. But, Christ, 5 years? What was he supposed to do?
Oh yeah, that's not surprising. That's not terribly surprising. It's just to get him to not. He wouldn't go. Not until his contract was over.
Alright. That was all of the news, ladies and gentlemen. That was all of the news.
Alright guys, it's time for our 15-minute time limit, and this week we are talking about Hell in a Cell. And our predictions for this particular match. Oh God. He's here.
Jesus Christ.
The devil's name. Hi, everybody.
It's the devil's wacky neighbor.
The show's over, Ned Jesse. You missed the whole thing.
Yes, and next you'll be saying the devil's a part-timer. Let's get into these predictions.
Alright, AJ versus Paige for the Divas Championship.
Yeah, who did say that?
Definitely think there are good shenanigans in this. Urgency in this match.
Okay. So, AJ retains. Let's move on. Golden Stardust against the Usos for the Tag Team Championship.
I'm gonna say
Retained.
Are there more title matches? Are there more title matches on this particular show, or matches with significance on this particular show than there was on the last pay-per-view, which was Night of Champions?
Definitely.
well, the world title isn't being defended, but it's just a lot of repeats of last. That's what it is, repeats of last pay-per-view.
Well, Sheamus versus The Miz for the U.S. Championship. I say The Miz wins.
Squats.
I say The Miz wins.
Miz, oh,
It could be, to be honest.
Just to be off topic for 2 seconds, you sound like you have frogs by your computer, Omega.
Who, me? I don't know.
But back on topic. Which one's the good one and which one's the bad one? Nikki's the bad one, right? Yeah, of course, it would have to be Bree being Nikki's assistant for 30 days and having her shit on her the entire time.
Just right on her chest.
No, we're not going to go 2 girls, 1 cup here, you whack-a-mole. Come on.
Whoa. Nobody else was thinking that. You're a disgusting human being, that jester.
Did you just hear what Gunnar said?
Nope.
No, I wasn't paying attention.
Well,
Digital recording.
well, consider the fact that next month is Survivor Series, so we could have Team Nikki versus Team Bree, and that
Oh, no. Please, God, no.
I already hear it in my head. This is gonna be a thing. Oh God. Oh Omega, what have you done?
Series match, yes.
Yep. It won't be a full.
It'll be 3-on-3.
Yes, that way I'll get over with quickly and save us some pain.
Alright, so now the match I care most about. I almost said it without laughing. John Cena is facing Randy Orton in a Hell in a Cell match, and the winner becomes the #1 contender to the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I will say this, regardless of the contestants, I'm all for #1 contender matches. I don't think they happen often enough anymore.
I would agree.
Yeah, definitely.
That,
Especially one in the cell.
that
There's no
Brock Lesnar 4?
Yes.
Don't you think that's the way Vince wants? Yes.
How in the actual fuck are you going to sell Orton versus Lesnar at all? It's not going to sell. Nobody's going to want to buy that.
well, unless Orton's turning face because he is sort of getting shoved away by Rollins and the Authority, and then that's sort of weird. Although I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan of face Orton unless he just goes whole hog with the goofiness and embracing that whole thing.
Let me tell you something. Orton looked amazing last night. I'm just gonna say that much.
He was definitely better in heel mode, especially during that one promo of his.
That promo was the best promo he's cut in the past couple years. No joke.
Orton's got this weird dichotomy where he is a really great in-ring guy, but, his general character is just so unmemorable that, you kind of just get almost any match he's in, you're like, oh, Orton versus this guy again, even if, you know what I mean? Especially with Steve.
What I just find disturbing about Orton is the fact that he can be so amazing and
What?
reason why they call him king, and he's a terrible, horrible person. But there's a reason why we call him king.
What Kenner doesn't realize is that he's missing about 45 seconds of everything that preceded. That's why they call him king.
Yeah, your mic kind of got there.
Well, I don't remember exactly what I just said, so there you go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I will agree with you, because every time he comes on screen, I do regale our Twitter followers with all hail Lord Randall of the Serpent, he who strikes as the Viper and walks as the three-toed sloth.
Yes, he kind of plods, and his bad wrestling and his... When he doesn't give a shit, he's terrible. When he does give a shit, he's amazing. That's pretty much the entire point.
Yeah, it's just a matter of whether or not he cares, and if it's possible to actually make him care all the time.
Okay, so the reason why you're spending your $9.99... Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins in a Hell in the Cell. This is going to be amazing.
It's going to be good. I just wish there was something to it. Something
like
rectangular shaped.
Briefcase being?
Yeah. Maybe.
Let me put it to you like this. I'm definitely thinking that the Dean Ambrose Seth Rollins Hell in the Cell match will be before WWE World Heavyweight Championship match, and if Seth wins that match by some odd reason, we just might see a cash-in.
Well, there is no WWE World Heavyweight match. The Cena.
Why did you have to tell him? I wanted to believe.
Oh.
Way to ruin it, Omega BR.
Oh, that wasn't. I wasn't paying attention.
You see, this is what happens when you have 6-day-old lasagna for dinner. Facts, it kind of slips away from you.
Well, no, I don't blame Omega for not paying attention, because I was just doing it a minute ago, and it's not our fault. We can only care about this Drex so much. Until we got to this match, I didn't give a shit about any of this. Not a fucking smidgen. This match is going to be incredible. I don't care about any of the storyline around it, but it's going to be a fantastic match.
Well, there is a storyline, but I see what you mean. The fact of the matter is, it really
I know that
should go on last.
I know there's a story. I just don't care. I haven't been paying any attention to the story at all until last night when Mick Foley showed up. Until that point, I honestly, I have to try and pay attention to Raw lately, and it's difficult. I can't. I literally can't even.
I've been doing homework while watching Raw at the same time. I mean, it's really well done.
I've been watching.
It's definitely ever since Omega has pointed out to me that it's all cookie cutter and it's all the same. I'm seeing it in that light, and it's really annoying.
Yeah, thanks Omega BR. You've ruined wrestling.
That's a 15-minute time limit. Really, I think that's it for all of that, but I'm hungry. Are you hungry?
Oh yeah, you know what it's time for?
Alright, but Manchester has to sit in the back, because he just had lasagna.
Yes, yes he does.
Fine, I'll get my ice cream last, if that's what you want.
Shotgun, bitches!
A drive-thru.
It's funny because they won't allow you to do that.
I'm driving. Fuck you.
Do they not? Who's gonna stop me?
What's that gonna do when the largest of the world runs wild on you?
The Dairy Queen's guard.
I think they just don't open the window. Can I just do the ratings now?
Please.
So Impact
Yes.
drew a .8 That is 0.8 cable rating. That's down from last week's 0.85 rating with 982,000 viewers. That's a loss of our... It doesn't say what the loss is, but it's down from 1.1. Eat a dick, buddy. SmackDown's final rating was a 1.96, up from last week's 1.94, drawing 2.694 million, compared to last week's 2.671 million. And finally, for the ratings, Raw with 3.695 million viewers. That's down 1.5% from last week. Raw was number 2 for the night on cable beyond Monday Night Football, which drew 13.275 million viewers. The first hour drew 3.589 million, the second drew 3.864, and the final drew 3.631, which just further shows what we've known all along, that nothing compares, or competes with, rather, Monday Night Football. I mean, it's not even this bad when... It's not near this bad when the NBA playoffs are going on, or the World Series.
Yep. With the birthdays, Matt Jester.
So, just out of curiosity, if I didn't show up, which one of you incandescent whack-a-moles would be the one to read all the names that are entirely made up on this list? Anybody? Anybody?
There aren't any big names.
Real names.
There are zero fake names. Because you weren't here.
There was a couple.
And the fact that your tongue hasn't jumped up from your mouth and exited is just amazing to me. But we will continue. We will continue as I say happy birthdays. And on the 22nd of this week, a man I knew as Bad News Allen in Stampede Wrestling, but the rest of the world knows him as Bad News Brown. Also on the 22nd, D'Lo Brown and Mike Cruel. On the 23rd, we have the Harris brothers, Ron and Don. And on the 24th, we have Superstar, Bill Dundee, and Dale Torgborg. I'd say which characters he plays, but we'd probably be here for half an hour if I did that. Continuing on, at the 25th, we have the Latin Lover. Then, foreign name, hang on.
Foreign name! How racist is that? Wow, you racist piece of shit. Look, it's simple, Nut Jester. Sound it out.
At Sushi on Ita.
Good. Close.
Onita, okay. Also on the 25th, we have Perry Saturn and the one and only Too Cold Scorpio. On the 26th, we have Dream Machine and Austin Idol, Kurgan, Rochelle Lowen, Taka Michioku, that one's easy, El Santiago, Kevin Sullivan, and some guy by the name of Phil, which you also might know as CM Punk. I do this next part under protest because you all know the reason, but just because they have this list here, on the 27th, Mike Oxensider, Inida Penis, Hugh Jass, which I think he's related to Hugh Jackman. I don't know. That's just a rumor. Anita Bath, Ole Torgeberger. I think he's Swedish. I'm not sure. Ahmed Adul. If you need a doodle, then go to the bathroom. Yuri Nareta. And I think that's Japanese. I'm not sure. Lee Karbamp. He's the Asian. No. He's a Scottish Kerbums, because the Scottish are into their, they back in this Scottish battle.
I can't tell when you're doing it on purpose, but thank you for reading the 27th was entirely fake names. That's Mike Oxensider.
Yes, I noticed. Now to finish.
I need a penis.
We have MC
Jass
and Christy Hemme.
Anita Bath, Ollie Tigger,
Let me tell you something.
Amanda Duty, Larry Vader, and we keep up.
Let me tell you something. The birthdays, my favorite segment out of the whole week. I look forward every week to hearing that, Chester.
Because you are a shit lord. You are a whack-a-mole.
Hey, don't you call me a Scheiss Kaiser.
This week in wrestling with Omega BR.
Yes, this week in wrestling history, circa 1976, where Jesse the Body Ventura and Playboy Buddy Rose defeat Dutch Savage and Jimmy Snuka to win the NWA Pacific Northwest Tag Team titles, ending Savage and Snuka's fourth reign. Jump to 1999, where Bombero Infernal defeats Mr. Nibila to win the IWRG Intercontinental Middleweight title in Naucalpan, Mexico. And in 2001, Vader and Too Cold Scorpio become the first Pro Wrestling Noah Global Honored Crown Tag Team Champions by defeating Jun Akiyama and Akiroshi Saito in the finals of a tournament in Yokohama, Japan. On the same card, Tatsuhiro Takawa defeats Yoshinobu Kanemaru to win the Pro Wrestling Noah Global Honored Crown Junior Heavyweight title. Plus, in 2004, CM Punk would defeat AJ Styles for the IWA Mid-South Heavyweight title in Highland, Indiana, beginning his fifth reign with that title. And that was this week in wrestling history.
I'd like to, Happy Trails this week. Happy Trails is only one Happy Trails. I would like to send out the condolences to family and friends of Ox Baker, who died this week at the ripe old age of 80. Mr. Heart Punch, we will miss you, Ox, and your wonderful, wonderful mustache.
An amazing man, an amazing move, an amazing mustache. No doubt about it.
What should we watch this week in wrestling, Mr. Omega BR?
Oh, I don't know. Why don't you go watch, if you have the WWE Network for just $9.99, why don't you go watch the classic Undertaker versus Mick Foley Hell in a Cell, the one where Foley, of course, fell off the cell and into the announce table and, you know, went on to an otherwise uneventful life.
You fucking know I was gonna say, you knew I was gonna say that one. You knew it.
What should we watch this week in wrestling, Chester?
I don't know why, but I just all of a sudden kind of really nostalgic for the Hart family. And whenever I get nostalgic for the Hart family, the match that jumps out at me is the match of Bret the Hitman Hart versus Owen Hart at WrestleMania. An amazing match with two technically proficient, amazing superstars that doesn't get enough credit as far as I'm concerned. Even though they're, I can't remember. Is Owen in the Hall of Fame? He should be if he's not.
No, he's not.
Well, he should be.
Obviously. Yankum DDS, what should we watch?
Well,
this week in wrestling.
I can't come up with one as good as Foley versus Taker in the cell. So we'll go... How about Foley? Because you can't have Hell in a Cell without Foley. God damn it. We'll go Cactus